cars, Brian, as they now take the green flag, and they are going to make that run down to turn number 1, that bright blue Ford Mustang on the inside of the front row. That's the number 32 of Barry Boes, our GT2 pole sitter. He was your leader going into turn 1, and it looks as though, as he's got inside position, he's going to lead Tom Herb's Mercedes out of turn 2, headed to turn 3, as Simon Asselin gets his Porsche ahead of Thomas Herb. So we've got 2 GT2 cars up at the front of the field, Brian. Our GT1 pole sitter and reigning national champion falls back to 3rd.
Yeah, I tell you what, Barry Boes has been the class of the field this weekend here so far in the rain. This group has done nothing but race in heavy rain. Here comes our overall leader, Barry Boes, and I'll tell you what, just as I said, Greg, he is the class of the field with that Ford Mustang, and more of a TA2 car. So you know that car's been out in racing in the rain. Here comes Bowden. I'm wondering if Thomas Herb is having a problem, because he just got passed by Mark Bowden there. So I'm wondering if there is a problem with that Mercedes-Benz, that AMG. We got one car. Yeah, we got one. Now we got 2 cars, and I think one of them is the AMG. That may be Thomas Herb, and then the first one that went off was able to continue was the Porsche, but he went really wide. We'll have to take a look at that camera and see, but I do believe that may be, that is Thomas Herb right there.
And I think that was Asselin just ahead of him that had gone off the number 81 machine. We'll take a look as they come in.
Yeah, that's him right there. Yep.
Yeah, indeed. So it looks like both our driver who started on the outside of the front row and the driver who started on the inside of the second row, both going off over at the horseshoe and coming out and falling back considerably here. In GT2, Simon Asselin, who had been running in second, he had directly behind him Tony Ave in the number 44 machine, the reddish-orange Acura RSX, and I think that's going to give Ave the ability to move up into second in class. We'll have to see here, but.
yeah. So again, the conditions, they seem to be getting worse. I mean, they really do. And so these guys are really, really struggling to get through here. But, you know, as you said, Greg, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of off. So these guys have backed it down, you know, quite considerably here, with the exception of Barry Boes. I mean, Barry, again, he definitely got that TA2 car hooked up here to run the rain. So
yeah, and he now has he's got 11 plus seconds on the rest of the field currently. Mark Bowden in his Porsche 911 Cup car currently running second in classes. Barry Boes just now comes across the stripe, completes his fourth flying lap. And you know, if we take a look and try and compare where these are, Boes had run a fast time of 2:13.61, but that was well, Brian, that's how we started the day off, and it was a little. The track had somewhat of a damp sheen. It wasn't a full downpour like we have now. So the fact that he is running right now anywhere between 2:17.3, which is a fast time, and right now he's hovering in the 2:20, 2:21 range. He's backed it off, I think, a little bit, as he has almost an 8-second advantage over the next car, which is not a GT2 car, it's a GT1 car. He's pulled it back a little bit. Simon Asselin in his GT2 Porsche 911 currently sitting fourth overall, back behind Joe Koenig. So two GT1 cars ahead of him. Now, the next time our leader, Mark Bowden, comes by, Brian, he will be getting the white flag. So not a lot of time left here on the clock as Tony Ave in his GT2 Acura RSX goes by, and still Ave is about 29-30 seconds back behind Barry Boes in the lead, who is currently in the lead and still in the lead in GT2. We'll see what happens here, what transpires, and whether or not Ave can get up to Barry Boes, but there's not a lot of time left, as again our leader will be getting the white flag the next time by. All right, so we are on the white flag lap now, Brian, our very last lap here at Virginia International Raceway. Mark Bowden in his GT1 Porsche 911 Cup car is currently your leader. Barry Boes has fallen back to second. He's your GT2 leader. Joe Koenig currently running third in a Porsche 911. He's running in GT1. Tony Ave in GT2 running in fourth. As we see James Jost cross the stripe to start his very last lap. And Barry Boes just now crossing the stripe to start his last lap as well. Boes is currently 27 seconds back from our overall leader, Mark Bowden. And Barry Boes definitely having some issues here, has definitely fallen off the pace that last time by. Brian at 2:38, which is it's about 20 seconds off of his fastest lap so far today.
Well, he's trying to, I think at this point, he's just trying to milk it to get in. I got one other car that came down and hit the pit lane there, one of the other Corvettes, coming in. That may have been, it's not Candelaria, he's already in. Who else was in one of the other Corvettes, I believe? Jorge Nazario. The 165, he actually came down pit road. So we'll see.
Barry Boes, we're still waiting for Boes to come around. When he does, and there is Barry Boes on the front straight, he will take the win in GT2 with Tony Ave in his Acura RSX. If he can keep that car rolling on this last lap, he's probably another 10 seconds or so from passing the stripe. He would come home second in GT2. And there he goes, Tony Ave, passing the stripe. Simon Asselin will come home here in just a few moments. Let's go and we'll run down things here and break them down by class as the remainder of our cars come across the line. In GTX, taking the win is Jim Booth, with Ray Ramirez in his McLaren 570 finishing second. Rafael Martinez, also in McLaren 570, finishing in third. In GT2, Barry Boes takes the win. Tony Ave, 20 seconds back, finishes second. Simon Asselin will come home in third, just off the podium. Jorge Nazario in his Chevy Corvette, and then Pete Peterson finishing back in fifth position.